Okay, we're going to try that one more time. I had a slight mishap there. I left our own stream open when we first started, so we were hearing everything we were saying twice with like a 35-second delay. Okay, so the first 35 seconds were great, and then after that it was absolutely awful. Just double, triple checking that we're actually good right now. We are. Okay, the sound is perfect. We're moving on. So welcome back to the Freelance Space Monkeys for our attempt number 2 to actually make this sound correct and work correctly.
For the second time.
For the second time. This is the second time we're trying this a second time.
Yes.
Here again with the famous and wonderful Miss Emily Bryans. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. A sponsor today is, as always, Web United. Small business, web, and social marketing. We do everything from managing social media to coming up with creative social marketing plans, and soon they're going to be offering podcasting for businesses. They have some awesome new, or I should say we have some awesome new hardware and software coming in that are going to totally change our production quality of the podcast and make it all professional and wonderful, and we want to offer that to other businesses and people in the area. So that's coming soon, and you can check us out at getwebunited.com and see all the fun and amazing things we can do for your business. Without further ado, let's get into space.
Oxygen go. Initiating retro fire sequence. All systems go. Clean 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright. This time, we're really in space. Last time was a training mission, and it went really bad, but I pulled the plug. We got out safely. This time we're actually weightless in space.
Goodness gracious.
Drifting. So...
That really was really meditative, that music and your voice just...
Yeah, that's what we go for here. We go for meditation mixed with some semblance of entertainment.
Yeah.
Maybe education once in a while.
Educational.
Am I good?
Yeah, you don't want anyone to see that you're using a Starbucks mug.
I know, that Starbucks logo. Anyways,
Happy October, everyone.
happy October, man. It's almost over. It's my favorite month. I love the fall.
There's something,
Something else wrong?
no.
Okay. If anyone's listening, they can just tell us if the audio is completely...
Yeah, my brother said something to me. He said, that's gold.
And I apologize ahead of time for the cough. I'm going to do my best. Yeah, October is my favorite time of year, for sure.
Why is October your favorite month?
Well, Kyle Petty, who we all know and love and miss. Hey, Kyle.
Did he ever respond to that beautiful photo that you sent him the other day?
He did.
It's
He
great.
did. Yep. He thought I was referring to something in the movie.
Oh.
We used to make the most badass haunted house that Hampstead has ever seen. And we made many little kids cry. Not on purpose. Like, that was not our goal, but that's how scary we knew it was. Or that's how scary it was, and that's how we judged it. I can't even talk tonight.
I think that I've only been to one haunted house ever, and it was horribly frightening.
They can be scary.
I like getting a little bit scared, but I like it to be more of, a curiosity. I'd like a little bit of intelligence involved with it. But someone jumping out at me is like the least intelligent fear that you could possibly experience. I saw this link the other day, and it had all these photos. It was something silly like bros scared in a haunted house, and it was all these like dudes that were just making the most heinous screaming faces, and and the camera was positioned right where whatever the scary thing was.
Is it literally called Bros Getting Scared?
Or, I don't remember. It had the word bros in the title.
Yeah, I actually think it is. Bros Getting Scared at a haunted house.
They got really crafty.
Oh, why isn't that working? It's weird.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Hang on, I am sharing the screen. 1 second. Sharing screen region. Right now. We should be able to see most of it. Oops.
It's just photos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes. There we go. There we go. This was it?
Mm-hmm.
I love
BuzzFeed.
I love BuzzFeed. Are these real, though?
I don't know. My mom and I were looking at them, and some of them we thought looked a little bit fake. Some of them, like, you can't make that face up. I couldn't fake some of those faces.
No, I don't.
And some of them look like they would probably be embarrassed to be making that face in the first place.
Yeah.
Let alone doing it on purpose.
Absolutely. Pardon me.
There really are a lot of them. At first, we were looking at each one and being like, oh, look at that guy. And then, once you got to number 30, you were like, all right, let's get through this. And just scroll.
Anywho, yeah, we tried to get pretty intellectual with just like get in your head before we scared you. As you would walk in, it was in his garage, and his dad's a photographer, so we had a lot of backdrops. There we go, there's the word. So we would hang the backdrops in like a maze sort of fashion, so you'd have to do a kind of a big S curve.
Yeah. When
you first walk in, there's a staircase going up to the studio, and a table right in front of the staircase. So it was kind of a staircase, a table, and then you had to go around the bend. Mm-hmm. And as you'd walk in, and you're looking at the things right in front of the staircase kind of curved around the table. We had photo albums out, and they looked kind of like normal old photo albums that Kyle's dad actually found of like old people, like with the farmer and his pitchfork kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we took all the photos out and we scanned them and we printed. I forget how we printed them. Where we got the skeleton image or like dead people images and stuff to superimpose on top of it and print it back out and stick them back in the albums. So when you look close and the black light hit it just right, they were like dead people. And we made all kinds of crazy fake organs and stuff. And right as you started to get kind of freaked out, Kyle would walk down the stairs and start a chainsaw out of nowhere, and it was very scary.
See, that's the kind of thing, you're not using your intellect in any way.
But it was a little bit, because you're like very curious, and like while you're thinking about things, you're like looking at things and parents can kind of have their kids like, oh, look at this, look what they made, this is amazing. And then Kyle would just scare the shit out of them.
Oh my gosh.
So it was just, we went for it.
Right.
It was good. Although some kid pulled a knife on us at one point.
See, you have a natural reaction to that, and that's why people do get so scared, because it's,
I think it was the last year we did
fight or
it.
flight.
Some kids pulled a knife and had silly string and stuff, and we were young.
A knife and silly string. It seems like they're over arsenaling. That's not a word.
Arming themselves a bit heavily.
Overarming.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's why I love fall and Halloween.
I love that in these 2 times that we've done a podcast together, most stories either start or end with, well, Kyle Petty and I, or ends with, because Kyle Petty.
Yeah,
it's really very sweet.
We're the space monkeys,
I love it.
We
really
have done a lot of things together, for sure.
It's refreshing,
Just
lifelong friendship is refreshing.
Yeah,
I was talking about that to someone recently, and it's nice to see when people have been friends for so long, and go through a lot of changes together and separately. But I'm being dead serious. It sounds ridiculous, but
no, we're totally getting a house together.
It's really sweet.
We're not. Yeah, no, it's good to have people that are there for your whole life.
Right.
And it's kind of what it's about. Making a tribe that's not just made out of family.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, we're so mobile, you know what I mean? And people so easily can move across the country and then stay in touch with their friends and family, but it's not as often that people, keep that close friendship with, say, one specific person or a small group of friends that
I know, now I get to move to LA. What the hell, Kyle?
Right. Yeah. I mean, he up and left you, and now you have to prove to him how much he means to you.
You just have to follow him. No, that's not true.
This is a movie in the making.
But there's no plot for it yet, really. I mean, just moving out there seems kind of silly.
Right.
But we'll work on it. Speaking of movies, though, October also means New Hampshire Film Festival.
Yes, that was this past week. It was quite wonderful. I had been the unit production manager on a short film directed by Dan Deering, and it was so great to see that it really was well received. I actually missed the showing of it, which I was so excited about. My dad went, and he said that it got a lot of laughs. It was a comedy, don't worry. And it got a lot of laughs.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
It was well received. People were talking about it. People were asking about it. It got into Snob, somewhere north of Boston, Film Festival, which happens on November 9th in Concord, New Hampshire, and it will have 2 screenings there. The movie is called Tech Roulette, and hopefully it'll be available online soon for people to see. And then he and I will be working on more films.
Does it cost any money to see online?
No. No, it should be either
on the
charge
like $1 or
Backlash website.
Put a little donation thing up for your next project.
Yeah, well, we'll likely have some sort of fundraising for it. But the next one is top secret at this point because it's, well, maybe not even the next one, several in the future, because he's talking about doing a lot right now, and it's really exciting, and I hope that everyone will tune in and see what we've got in store. And hopefully go to the Snob Film Festival, because it's going to be a fun weekend. Yeah. And I'll certainly be there with Dan Deering.
Snob Film Festival. Is it 4? Yeah, there it is. Snob, there you go.
Somewhere north of Boston.
Good deal. Okay, so 13 days.
Until the festival, yeah.
Yep,
13 days. So you have 13 days to figure out your transportation.
And there's beer?
And a buddy. And there's beer.
There's indie beer, not just indie films, but indie beer? Really?
I should.
No, this is kind of cool. I might want to go now.
White Birch.
I like White Birch.
Yes. It's a craft brew tasting.
And Sebago,
on
and
November
Smutty
7th
Nose,
at 5
and
p.m.
Tuckerman, and other ones I didn't say.
So there's going to be local beer, some local films, some not-so-local films. Drinking Buddies is going to be in the Snob Film Festival. That was at the New Hampshire Film Festival as well. We went and saw one film this past weekend that was a paranormal investigation film called Asylum. And that was definitely my favorite that we saw this weekend, mostly because I went with one of my friends, and at first he was a little hesitant to see something about paranormal investigation because he was like, that stuff is kind of scary, and I was super stoked because I think I enjoy the paranormal.
Yeah.
To me, that's intelligent fear because it's questioning the universe.
Yeah.
It's not much of a question when someone jumps and screams at you, but it is a question if you're like, is this my imagination? Am I, just feeling for a little too much? So it started off like that, and it was kind of scary, and then halfway through, some of the characters started getting murdered. And my friend was pretty scared.
Like murdered on screen? Or
on screen.
Like what was the...
Yeah, so it started just as a paranormal...
Paranormal porn flick? That's a new one. That's...
Boop. Take 2. Paranormal investigation, thinking it's just going to be a little sounds and a little, orb every once in a while, and we didn't expect a full-on slasher. It was a pleasant surprise.
And were the ghosts...
It was called Sanatorium, not Asylum. Brilliant.
Was it? So we're like slamming doors, murdering people, or like what was the?
Well, I can't tell you all of it because I hope that.
Well, I don't mean like
some people will.
did that physically happen? I just mean like
that instance.
were the poltergeists murdering people? Like, was it the paranormal that was killing them?
I can't tell you. You have to go see it, Cole. But just expect the unexpected when you go to see Sanatorium.
I almost said the Echo again.
I can't believe I thought it was Asylum. I forgot about that.
Asylum? Is that a different movie?
I don't remember. I don't know. It felt right, and I said it, but I was wrong. Because my other friend who came with me, who was not scared, let me know about it. But yeah, so it was interesting, and I liked that the director got up afterwards, and he said that it was fun watching from the back, seeing, who jumped at what, and what was scaring people, just because he's probably analyzed it so many different times.
Yeah. That's going to be kind of a cool perspective to get to watching your film for the first time.
Yeah. So, good times were had by all, except for the ones that got freaked out. Nobody left, though, so we're good.
Yeah. What's, isn't there another, what's the big festival in Boston? Sorry, people couldn't hear me. What's the big festival in Boston that...
Why are you asking? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you referring to?
Sorry, I'm pouring more tea. Apologize, people. Okay. There's a big festival in Boston that was harder to get into, and I had a story behind this. And Kyle told me about it, go figure. And now I'm blanking on it, so we can, well, never mind, just forget it. Move on. Anyways.
That was a really good point you just made, Cole, and I'm glad that we touched upon it.
Yeah, I do that. I'm just going to drink my tea. This is far too hard to drink still.
Someone asked if it's the Boston Jewish Film Festival that you're referring to.
I'm just going to Google it because I have Google right next to me.
I think that might be.
It's definitely not the Boston Jewish Film Festival.
It might be. I don't know if that's a real festival.
No. Boston Turkish Film Festival. That's real. I can't.
There are a lot of Turkish films in Boston, huh?
Are there really?
I would imagine, if they have an entire festival dedicated to it.
It's in memorandum to Tunsil Curtis. Moving on. Excuse me. Moving on. So was there anything else awesome at the festival? Or was that the only day you went?
I mean, I love seeing other people that I've worked on films with. Mostly, I don't think I worked on any films this year. So the last one I did was the one that was in this festival, which we filmed last November. So I saw, some of the people that were on that crew, but I also saw people that I've worked with for up to 3 years. So that was good. It was nice to see. It's such a nice community.
It's a small community too. It's funny how you realize that one person and they know everyone and.
Well, yeah, you and I were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
We were looking at all of our mutual friends on Facebook, and they're all film people, and all of them we know through either various other people or we've worked with them, or a lot of them you and I have both worked with them separately, but you and I have only worked on one project together.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. It's a small world.
Yeah. Earlier this year and last year, I was working a lot in Boston in reality TV, and I was amazed at how many people I was seeing on each shoot that was wildly different.
Right.
And even people that I hadn't seen in 2 years. It's kind of like, oh, you look familiar. Were you on this or were you on that? And then it's great, not just to see old friends too, but I've gotten I only got one film job because I never went to school for film or anything. But I got one job, and then from that one, I met one guy who got me one recommendation, and then you kind of just branch out, and it's cool to have such a supportive community too. not just a like small and fun one, but
Right. A lot of people are really willing to teach other people the ropes and are pretty open about it.
Yeah, my buddy Jeff literally is responsible for me working in pretty much every gig I've ever been in, just because he opened those doors up.
Yeah.
And I don't know many other industries that someone will just like welcome you in so easily and kind of kick off a whole domino effect.
That Jeff P.
Oh, Jeff. Anyways, what else is interesting going on in your
Interesting.
wonderful world?
It's funny. I went into my workplace today, and I can't work while I'm recovering from surgery, so I'm off my feet for another 4 weeks. And so I went in, and I was just visiting with my coworkers. And one of the other girls has had surgery on her ankle several times and was asking me what I was doing and, the things I was doing to occupy my time. And I said to her that I had picked up and promptly put down several hobbies in the past 4 weeks, including some embroidering, some knitting, venturing back into playing a few instruments, watching certain shows and getting bored of them, started 3 separate books that I just keep getting distracted by another book that sounds better. And one of our friends was sitting at the bar, and he was like, would you like to pick up another hobby? And I said, I would love to. That sounds great. What do you have in store? And he pulled out a lock-picking kit.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I was like, yes. So my friend who was working quickly picked like one of the smaller locks, and then also picked a padlock, and then just kept asking for harder ones, and she was just picking all of them. And in that time, I was still trying to get that first one.
It's really hard.
Well, apparently it's not.
No. It is hard for sure.
Well,
but once you get good at it, it's. I'm sorry, it's a hard skill to pick up, I would say.
It was fun though. It was pretty liberating, that moment.
Did you get
15 minutes into my one lock. Yeah. All of a sudden, it loosened up, and I was so excited. That's when I yelled really loud. I was so excited, and the speakers went out at my workplace, and I was, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't get too excited about picking a lock, because if you're doing that, you're likely going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know why people pick locks in other times other than hobbies.
So I have a small story, not involving Kyle Petty in any way.
Okay.
Not even a single.
It's fine if it does.
So I used to carry my lockpick kit with me in my bag. I have my EDC is what I call it, my everyday carry bag. It has literally everything in it.
Did you coin it that?
No.
Okay,
EDC,
thank you.
That's a thing. That's a term, EDC. I don't name my bags.
That's really good. I was worried.
And anyways, I just always have magical things in my bag. I seem to have everything I need when I need it. And I was at an event out in, I think I was in London actually. And it was like 6 a.m. in the morning, an event was about to start, and we had to get into the production office. It was very important that we got in there because I forget what it was we needed, but we needed something that the event couldn't start without this, and there were 5,000 people waiting to start, and maintenance doesn't come in until 9 a.m.
Right.
So they were in there with like screwdrivers and hammers trying to bang it apart, and for some reason I had no reason to learn how to pick locks, and I just pulled lockpick out of my bag, and I had never actually successfully picked a lock at that point.
Oh no! Even your fake ones, or not fake ones? You didn't have locks.
I did, but I had literally
I
bought them a few weeks before. I had kind of messed around with my door lock, and that was it.
That makes me feel better about my 15 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I played with them for a half hour maybe beforehand, and I got one door to unlock at my house, but I don't count it because it was so loose you can do it basically with a screwdriver. I found out later. So it was like I don't count that lock. Anyways, I picked like a commercial, like high grade, awesome lock, and saved the day with a set of lock picks. So I think that everyone should get them and just know how to use them.
Right.
And if you really do want to pick a lock or don't want your locks to be picked, you have to know kind of a lot about locks and know like what is a good brand, because even high quality brands will use cheap tumblers. So you have to. Anyway, so some advice: if you're trying to actually secure your home, get a good tumbler.
You heard him.
You heard it here, folks.
If you want it safe, you got to know kind of a lot about locks.
I don't.
So so lock picking.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I don't think that it will be my new hobby. Mostly because I don't have a lockpick set on hand. I'll just have to have friends bring over their lockpick sets.
It's pretty cheap. You can get a set for like $10. On Amazon.
I like free hobbies.
You can make them out of bobby pins.
Okay. Yeah, he was telling me how you could do it with a bobby pin as well, which it was pretty cool.
You do need a Dremel and a file to make the bobby pin into what you need, but...
See, that's getting a little difficult.
I had a... Man, my memory today is not serving me. Oh, that's what it was. You said you were getting into shows because you can't walk and stuff.
Yeah, spending a lot of time with the foot elevated.
I just had the flu over the weekend. Probably can't tell.
No, not at all.
Game of Thrones. You recommended Game of Thrones to me a while ago. A ton of people have recommended Game of Thrones to me, and
Am I the one who really just like put the nail in the coffin for you?
It was chance, honestly. It was more like I'm so sick of watching. Actually, I finished X-Files. It's taken me 3 years to finish X-Files, and I was really sad and just needed a place to put that sadness.
Right.
So I figure a show where your favorite character just always dies and nothing's ever happy is a great place to just put my sadness.
That's a really good plan.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Game of Thrones so far? How far
awesome.
are you in?
I am episode 6 of season 2.
Wow.
So I got 16 episodes done in 2 days.
You really weren't feeling well.
I didn't leave my bed. I don't know, I have not been sick in 2 years, and whatever this was, just, it kicked my ass really hard.
So who's your favorite character?
Who's the short guy? the midget.
Stop that! Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of him in any way. I just like...
Tyrion Lannister.
Yes, Tyrion. I think he's hilarious. And Arya is probably my other favorite. The daughter, the little one.
The daughter.
Yeah, with the sword.
Yeah.
What with Needle?
Needle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arya's a wonderful character.
But they just keep killing everyone.
Well, yeah.
And I found that there's some sort of equation I'm sure you could write of like how much you like the character, and then how much you like their bodyguards, or like how many times their bodyguards have been seen on screen is like the likelihood of how soon they're gonna die.
You could also read the book, and that'll probably tell you as well.
I'm sure you could, but I'm just saying that it seems like main characters that don't die have all their bodyguards killed instead. Yeah. Constantly.
Who are you referring to?
I don't want to put a spoiler out if anyone hasn't seen it.
That's true.
But
who?
The majority of people on the show that had people guarding them all have their guards killed. But they just keep getting replaced with like, send me your best swordsman, and then they all get killed. Send me your best swordsman, they all get killed.
Right.
And it just seems like they're going to run out of the best swordsman, or pretty soon it's going to be like a really shitty
There's always
swordsman.
another best swordsman. That's the thing.
But it goes down in quality every time.
Absolutely.
It's kind of sad. They're wasting so many good swordsmen.
They're wasting so many characters.
And they get killed by such unfair numbers, too. It's always like the two dudes that are like the most badass swordsman warrior guys protecting said character, and then it's like 30 guys stab him with spears. It's like, how that wasn't even
right.
It was a waste of their entire life of training.
It's rough.
Not even a fight.
Yeah.
On that note, though, I can't even imagine just like living in that time.
I was thinking yesterday, because I've also been watching the show White Queen.
I haven't heard of that.
It's on Starz, and it's very similar. It follows the royalty in England and Henry VIII, or a little before his time, actually. But yeah, it's such a good show. My mom recommended it to me last week, and I'm loving it.
It's a riveting tale of love and lust, betrayal and murder.
So I was watching it the other day, and I was thinking about how accurate, the sets are to the time period. And just wondering how much work goes into setting that space, or if, it is untouched and just left like that, how many pieces of equipment they had to bring in and are concealed within that area, But you can't have any spoilers with that, You see one extension cord and you're like, I just thought it's pretty magical to see when people can do that. It's like Disney World. The most magical place on earth.
Yeah, it looks like they film in possibly a lot of real locations.
Right? So when I'm watching something like that, I'm thinking about what's going on the other side of the camera. How many people are standing there in this room? How many pieces of lighting equipment?
That actually is kind of fun. Oops, I can't. I'm trying to click on that screen. No, it's a small image. Excuse me. Yeah, that's going to be strange for an actor, for sure, to be in this like heavily period set film and then just have all these apparently dudes in like plaid sweatshirts with their pants falling off.
Right, the photo with her in that period dress, and then
it's just a mic
modern
boom.
technology, and it's pretty cool. They do a really great job with it. It's a really well done show. I enjoy it. So anyone that hasn't watched that, you can get it on your Xfinity account. And I work for Xfinity. I don't. So you should watch it. Everyone should watch The White Queen. And Game of Thrones if you haven't. And if you are a fan of Game of Thrones and you're all caught up, you should watch the bad lip reading video.
Oh, man.
For Game of Thrones.
The bad lip reading series on YouTube is probably one of the funniest things I've seen. I watched it Monday.
Yeah?
Right when I was at like the peak of my coughing fit.
That must have been
and
rough.
It was a bad idea. It was actually painful, and I didn't care.
Okay.
So if you have a cough, don't watch it. Don't do it.
But you should watch it anyway, because
But
it's
absolutely
hilarious.
watch it anyways.
Yeah. I find myself, quoting it, and people just looking at me like it makes zero sense. And it probably actually does make no sense at all. But
They have some great ones of
yeah.
the politicians and...
The presidential campaigns are always the best for the bad lip reading series. Oh, gosh. I wonder if Mitt Romney has actually seen his bad lip reading video. If someone has been like, look, I know this might be a little embarrassing, but you have to watch it. I feel like if someone did that of me, I would just laugh. I would laugh hysterically.
Well, I don't think Mitt Romney does anything else at this time right now.
He laughs a lot in the video, so he might be laughing now.
He literally just disappeared after that.
I haven't been
race.
tracking all of the things he does. So.
He doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure they stuck him in a hole
He's like
somewhere.
playing Skyrim somewhere right now.
I'm pretty sure he's playing. I played Skyrim today.
We're not gonna get into that.
No, really. I watched a lot of Game of Thrones, and I just craved to be in a world that was fantasy and medieval.
Oh, God.
And I'm trying to be honest here.
No.
That I actually played like a solid 35 minutes of Skyrim. Which, if you guys don't know what Skyrim is, it's one of the best video games ever made. Ever. In fact, I'm going to pull it up over here because it's that good. It is... You've probably never seen Skyrim, have you?
I told you last week the only video game that I've really played ever is Donkey Kong and Mario Kart.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not to you.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's not that offensive. Donkey
I
Kong.
did not put my real birthday
awesome.
in case anyone's wondering. So Skyrim is fantastic.
Please don't watch the trailer.
We're gonna watch the trailer.
Please don't.
There's no sound in the trailer.
Why are we watching the trailer?
Because
This is inappropriate for children. Come on.
It's seriously one of the... I read a review. I think it was PC Gamer or some review like that, but it says it's the best world I've ever seen, or it's the best world I know of, fake or not. Basically saying
That's sad.
like I would prefer to live my actual life in Skyrim.
From a social worker point of view, that is not something that A, I would ever say out loud, or B, be proud of saying
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of a bummer. And by kind of, I mean, I think that there's a lot more in the real world to offer that gentleman.
Yeah.
Or female, I don't know.
I'm sure there is, but you can't fight dragons in real life.
You don't have to. That's a beautiful thing. Dreaming is a wonderful way to have all of these. If you become a lucid dreamer, then you can control, how you dream, and you could be going to lands like this with dragons and do that, in time.
Well, I think
you're not.
I think the entire draw for this game
knitting.
is the whole Elder Scrolls series. It's one of the oldest RPG series out there. Meaning it's role playing. Like, you control everything you do. There's no set course from the beginning. From the minute you play the game, there's no path you have to follow.
Yeah.
The entire world's open. So that's the draw for a lot of people, which I'm happy I never fell into it. I never became an addict of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I will say once in a while it is very fun. And I totally see how you could fall into it and become very addicted, like a World of Warcraft people do.
Right.
That's scary.
There's this new app that I feel like everyone should try, and it's called Going Outdoors.
Yeah. I just got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using it since I was a kid, and it really does. It helps emotionally, physically, just being one with nature.
Well, we're the same age, right?
Yes.
So we're the last generation to not have the internet in our house when we were little. Literally. I mean, maybe us and maybe 1 or 2 years younger, but any younger than current high schoolers literally probably don't remember what it's like without the internet in some form. And have never had to go to a library, or I'm sure they did play outside, because most kids still do play outside, but I mean,
Certainly hope so.
I just see kids now with literally have iPhones at 7, and it first I laugh, yes, but then it breaks my heart though.
Yeah. I mean, I was mostly laughing because of the Peter Dinklage bad lip reading when he says, "Do you think they should have iPhone for babies? Because I do." And he does. He thinks that. And a lot of people really do have, game tablets or any sort of, not even games, learning to read and do numbers, which is really wonderful. That technology has really done a lot for people being able to learn. But I think it inhibits us in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. There's actually a really, really great app, which I think I might have talked about this on here before. Maybe not. Called Duolingo, if you can see that. For a second. Learn any language, basically. And by any, I mean French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish.
How fluent are you in any of those right now?
I'm a level 5 German speaker right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Say something.
Die Frau trinkt... I haven't done it in a week.
That's English. Or otherwise, I really understand
Die
German.
Frau trinks... I think it's ein Milch.
It's impressive.
I don't know if it's ein or eine.
This app
German's
is
a very
just
strange.
phenomenal.
German's a very strange language with accusative things I haven't learned how to have memorized yet. Anyways, it's
You're
a really
so close.
great app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said the woman drinks the milk. I don't
Oh.
know. That's about all I got on tap. But it is a really, really great... Kyle's been doing really well at it, and so has Sarah, which I keep saying I'm going to have Sarah come on the podcast and talk about her awesome experiences. So Sarah, if you're listening to this, come on the podcast.
I actually just got a great app, and I don't ever download apps, but it's called Headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's this website called getsomeheadspace.com, and it's phenomenal. I've been doing meditation for a long time now. When I was young, my mother was in graduate school, and she had taken some course on meditation of some sort, but she used to do guided meditations with me when I was going to sleep, and so and I would sleep great afterwards. So when I got older, I sort of started meditating and listening to guided meditations on YouTube. And my mother actually showed me GetSomeHeadspace.com this week, and I am in love with it. It is the best guided meditation. And then you do 10 minutes a day, and it's called Take 10. And I did day 3 today. And the app is called Headspace. You probably can't see it. No, you can.
Here, I'm going to do this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they have really great animations. The way that they put everything, the perspective that they put it in, really makes it seem more attainable. I feel like the idea of meditation can be really daunting, because it's controlling your mind, and your mind is just constantly going. And one of the biggest problems that I've had with meditation is that once my brain starts going somewhere, I get mad at myself, and I'm like, no, reel it back in. And then after that, I'm just like getting so agitated if my brain does go anywhere that I can't really concentrate on, being very present. And I just couldn't get to that place that I really wanted to. And the first time I listened to his guided meditation on day 1, I was meditating within 5 minutes. And it is so nice to just take 10 minutes a day and just be completely present. And I really do feel like it would make such a difference in everybody's lives if they were able to just take that small amount of time and just be completely still and let their mind be still and be mindful, completely mindful. So it's really great. And then it goes up to 20 minutes after you're done with 10 days of 10. And you can start it for free. I'm still on my free trial.
What's it cost?
€374 per month.
Oh, jeez. Which is like, I don't know. What, really? You guys can't offer that? And
I'm sure they can once you click on it.
I'm sure they offer PayPal or something. The Headspace shop. That's funny. Oh, there you go.
$14.95 per month, which is really great because if you're going
it's like
to
2 Netflix
class,
accounts, and really, how much better is this going to be for you than watching Netflix?
Right. Well, it's a lot better for you. But if you went to a meditation class, it would likely cost you more if you're going, say, a couple times a week and paying per session.
And 10% of their profit goes directly to charity. So there's
really
always
great.
that.
They're pretty wonderful, and they're young and they're in tune with what's going on, and I feel like they're really just marketing it really well. And I like them a lot. I immediately liked them on Facebook and went to their About Us section and read all of their bios, and he's liking it on Facebook right now.
I have liked it and shared on Facebook also, and I have tweeted them.
You're going all out with your social media.
Yep.
But yeah, anyone who has either had trouble meditating in the past or has had good luck meditating even and maybe wants to try something new, I think that it is such a great website and it's such a great app, and just what they're doing is really important. I feel like people don't just sit with themselves every day for a certain amount of time. We're so busy, and there are so many different mediums that are just coming at us constantly that my brain, I know yours probably in your job, is just going in so many different directions at once. And to just calm that and quiet that for a little bit is so healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. That and I have to say I just read this book that I'm going to say it. I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was mentioned many, many times in that podcast. So eventually I just said, fine, I'll do it. And I got it, and I got it on an audiobook. Audible.com, which Joe Rogan also recommends. I know.
He's a Joe Rogan fanatic.
Slightly fanboy. And it's called The War of Art, and it's fantastic, and it's incredible.
The one Joe Rogan podcast that I watched, he was talking about that.
So the Stephen Pressfield episode? Yeah. Stephen Pressfield is really cool dude.
Yeah.
And I forget what is the next book that he wrote a second one after The War of Art. The War of Art's really awesome, though. It's about resistance. and overcoming resistance to be creative.
Yep.
And I feel like that is a lot of, or meditation would be the best weapon in that war.
Meditation's not a weapon.
It is when you're trying to fight
It's
resistance.
a tactical strategy.
But then it would be the best strategy in that battle. Anyway, I had to just throw that in there because actually I bought 3 copies and I gave one to my dad and one to my sister and then I read one. And Kyle just got it and he's reading it.
Yeah.
So I recommend anyone that is in a creative field or is just a person to check that book out. For real.
Which most people that can read are probably people.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone should get it.
Sounds like a great book.
Really is.
I wish that you had a copy here to just be holding up while you're saying it. No, you don't have to. It's okay.
Right there. War of Art. I think that's it. Is that it? Yep. And even, wow, it's all... Thanks, Amazon, for tilting the book all around. That's it. Get it. Do it. Also, Amazon Prime. If you've never used Amazon Prime, get it. It's one of the best things ever.
What is the difference between regular Amazon and Amazon Prime?
Prime, you get discounts on a ton of stuff all the time, and you get free overnight shipping, or free 2-day shipping, I'm sorry. And you get free access to a bunch of everything that Amazon offers.
Huh.
It's pretty neat.
Sounds like a
Total
pretty good-
sidetrack, but seriously, if you don't know what Prime is, you're missing out on what Amazon is. Just,
I feel like I've been enjoying my Amazon experience.
yeah.
Yeah. I use a Kindle.
You have a Kindle?
I do have a Kindle.
Do you like it?
I love my Kindle.
Which Kindle?
The Paperwhite.
I don't know what that is.
It's so simple. It's really small, and I can just throw it in my bag.
Is that the one that looks like the, Alright, the Kindle, is that the one that has like the paper type texture to it? It's not an actual LED screen or LCD screen?
Yeah, yeah. I think
It has a screen,
yes.
or does not have a
It
screen?
has a screen.
It's like a regular computer screen?
No.
Is it just black and white?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they have the Kindle Fire, which I think has an actual screen.
What's yours called? The Kindle what?
The Paperwhite. But I really do. I love that I can just go onto Amazon, order a book, send it to my Kindle, and
Yeah, okay.
it's right there.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
you
awesome.
can read it right away. You don't have to wait for shipping. You don't have to wait for anything.
Yep.
Which is good for me because I am a binge reader. When I start a book, I will usually finish it within 24 hours. I'm not one of those people that can read a little every night. I can't put it down once I start it, unless I don't like it. And then in which case I'll likely put it down and then not start it again because I'll see a book that I really want to read, which is always happening. I'm like, yes, this is next on my list. One of my good friends is also a binge reader, but she refuses to get a Kindle. I can't help it. I love it. And I work at a used bookstore, and, you know, I love...
So do you find the used books
a
at the
physical
used
book.
bookstore and then buy them on Amazon?
No, I do buy books there, and I love having a book collection. I have a rather large book collection as well. But there's just something so convenient about having it just sent to you digitally.
Yeah.
It's nice. But I mean, it will never compare to the feel of a nice, solid hardcover book in your hands and a mug of tea.
See, I hated reading in school, so I just never fell in love with reading.
Really?
And, like, how do you read? You know, so when you're holding the book open, left-hand side's not that hard. When you're trying to hold read the right-hand side of the page, or it might be reversed. Anyways, one of the sides of the page I can never hold open comfortably for long periods of time.
So that's what the
so
barrier
that's why
is for you.
that's what it is. I just don't like...
You've got to try the Kindle.
Or you have to hold it open too hard. It's a really thick book, and then I feel like I'm breaking the spine.
You're so strong.
No, I don't mean like that. I just mean, like, I feel like you're going to damage the book by trying to... I don't know.
I honestly have never had that issue. So I don't know.
Well, I enjoy reading on my iPad, so...
Right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean...
I totally feel that.
You can have the Kindle app on your iPad.
That's what I use.
Yeah, I have it on my MacBook. So, it's so nice. it really is wonderful. You know, something gets released and you can get it right away.
Have you ever gotten a book like same day it came out? Like waited for it?
I mean, all the Harry Potter books.
All right, that makes sense.
All of this is making sense now.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, my best friend and I would wait. Well, we would pre-order it from Amazon, so it would be delivered to us the day that it was released.
Yep.
So our friends would be waiting in line through midnight dressed like Harry Potter. Steph and I would get a solid night's sleep, and then we would, since it was usually in the summer, the next day we would like float around in my pool reading the new Harry Potter book. And it would take us usually 2 days of just reading, but we were usually we read right at the same pace. So she would say, "Oh my God," and I was like, "I know," you know. So it was really fun. It was our little tradition. So yes, for as long as I can
And
remember.
for the record, I probably would not do that with an iPad in the pool.
No.
No,
I
they're
feel
like
I
a
would
really
probably
good.
put my Kindle Paperweight in Paperwhite.
Maybe like a good waterproof case or a Ziploc.
A Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I trust a Ziploc. One of those double like freezer bag ones with the 2 seals
Yeah.
that turn blue.
Or you could just not drop it.
I just dropped my iPad the other day.
So yeah, the Kindle is really great. It's a great application. It's a great product. It's offered through Amazon.
Well, I think Kyle actually just got one.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm pretty sure he did. And he said he also likes it. So, boom, 2 reviews.
Boom.
Kindle Paperwhite. Paperwhite.
Go Amazon.
Oh, that's really bright. Someone's messaging me. Wow. Well, there we go.
Good stuff.
That was a good podcast.
That was a great
That was good.
podcast.
There was another hour done.
Was that an hour?
That was an hour
Wow.
already. I know. Didn't feel like it.
No.
And we have 342 people watching us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them
Great.
strangely from Missouri.
It's magical.
Not really sure why Missouri.
I don't know. Missouri is an excellent state. It's my favorite. I've never been to Missouri.
Nope, me either.
I don't know anyone there.
Well, we're hopefully going to be podcasting next Tuesday with the infamous and powerful Barton Heed. Yes, we will. We will. I was just double checking. We're going to have our new audio equipment, so we should have fabulous audio with real microphones. So we're going
sounds
to
fancy.
eliminate all the buzzing and chirping and echoiness and
Is it buzzing right now?
I have no idea. I think it is. There's some buzz and I can't find it in my office. I don't know if it's my computer fan. I don't think it is because I can't hear it from here. But there's some noise somewhere. Can't find it. Anyway, so we're going to be back with an even better experience next time. And we're going to crash down through outer space and see you guys later. Bye.